Elon Musk doesn't think like you. He doesn't problem solve like politicians, managers, or even traditional entrepreneurs. That's why, while others argue about limits, he builds rockets that land vertically, electric cars that shatter industries, brain-machine interfaces that sound like science fiction. Musk isn't superhuman. He's running a different set of mental models. And once you see them, you realize genius isn't about IQ, it's about frameworks. The first mental model Musk leans on obsessively is called first principles thinking. Most people reason by analogy. They copy what already exists and add 10%. Musk rejected that. He asks, what are the fundamental truths, the base physics? Example, when Tesla began, experts said electric cars were impossible because batteries cost $600 per kilowatt hour. Expensive to heavy, not viable. Everyone accepted that fact like gospel. Musk broke it down. What actually makes a battery? Nickel, cobalt, aluminum, polymers. What's the commodity price of each? Added up, it came to maybe $80 per kilowatt hour in raw materials. The problem wasn't physics, it was process. So he asked, can we build a better process? That single reframing fueled Tesla. First principles, break problems to their core truths, solve from bottom up. Apply this model daily, not what's normal, but what must be true. Genius is built from fundamentals. Second, systems thinking. Most people treat problems as isolated. Musk treats them as interwoven networks. Take SpaceX. It wasn't just make rockets. It was building an industrial system. In-house manufacturing, reusable stages, supply chain integration, software, orbital physics. He maps the web. So when people laughed at reuse, Musk asked, what if rockets were planes? Imagine if airlines threw away jets after one flight. Air travel would cost millions per ticket. Rockets were insane because the system was broken. Once you see the system, you see leverage. Systems thinking lets you play chess while others play checkers. Third, feedback loops. Musk is obsessed with tight loops. For him, everything is experiment, gives data, gives adjust. At SpaceX, sometimes they blow rockets up on purpose because they learn more from explosions than from safe simulations. Fail fast becomes learn fast. Musk once said, failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you're not innovating enough. Contrast that with perfectionists who delay forever. Musk thinks in loops. Test quickly, integrate feedback, run again. That's why he compresses decades of innovation into years. Fourth, probabilistic thinking. Musk doesn't believe blindly. He assigns probabilities. At Tesla, he told investors his odds of success were maybe 10%. At SpaceX, near zero. But if the upside is colonizing Mars, even 1% is worth it. Luck doesn't control him. Likelihoods do. Probabilistic thinkers don't ask, will it work? They ask, what are the odds? What happens if it does? What happens if it doesn't? This is why Musk bets where others freeze. He sees risk as math, not fear. Fifth, Musk exploits optionality. He doesn't make single bets, he makes structures that create future doors. PayPal gave him capital that funded Tesla and SpaceX. Tesla's battery work, powers, energy storage, and solar ventures. Each project feeds optionality for the next. People think Musk is scattered. In reality, he's weaving future options intentionally. Strategic optionality. Build in ways that create new choices over killing choices. Sixth, Musk operates with ridiculous time horizons. Most people ask, what's achievable in a year? Musk asks, what's necessary in 20 years, in 50? That's why he talks about making humanity multiplanetary. It sounds insane today, but inevitable across a century. Working backwards from absurd time horizons pulls the present into action, and he compresses deadlines deliberately, not because he hits them, but because urgency collapses laziness. He calls it manically optimistic schedules, but they create momentum even when late. Seventh, Musk thrives on stress testing identity. Where other CEOs hide behind ego, Musk constantly invites brutal criticism to break weak spots. He emails employees asking for negative feedback. He sits in engineering reviews where anyone can tell him he's wrong. He said, you should take the approach that you're wrong. Your goal is to be less wrong. That destroy your ego mindset is why he scales learning curves that would paralyze others. So, what happens when you string these models together? You get a man who breaks industries. While most car execs asked, how do we sell more sedans? Musk asked. If physics permits, how do we redesign the entire future of transportation? While NASA tangled in bureaucracy, Musk asked, if rockets are just metal tubes of fuel, why can't we make them reusable? While critics nitpicked flaws, Musk asked, how fast can a feedback loop fix them? He's hallucinating futures and then using mental models to drag them into present reality. But here is the twist. You, Don T, have to be Elon Musk to use them. First principles thinking, strip your problems this week to truths. Instead of, I can't afford a house, ask, what is a house? Materials, time, land. What really costs how much? Systems thinking, map the web of your work. Instead of obsessing on one task, ask, if I change this, what dominoes fall? Feedback loops. Stop waiting for perfect. Launch, fail, adjust. Probabilistic thinking. Don't say never, say 10% chance. Options open. Planned horizons. Expand your goals. Plan not just for a month, but a decade. Stress testing. Seek shame-free honesty. Ask, where am I wrong? During 30 days of applying Musk's models to my own life, results stacked. In business, stripping problems to first principles revealed cheaper solutions I'd ignored. Thinking in probabilities made me finally start projects I'd been waiting on, because I saw how small odds can still pay massively. Building feedback loops with journaling helped me iterate faster, and stretching time horizons expanded goals. I stopped asking, how do I get by? And started asking, what do I want in 10 years? That shift alone rewired my motivation. And here's the kicker. It wasn't about becoming Musk. It was about realizing genius is not mysterious. Genius equals applied models consistently. The only reason it looks superhuman is most people never learn the structures of thinking. Elon Musk actually thinks in frameworks most of us never adopt. Break to fundamentals. Map the system, loop the feedback, bet probabilistically, build optionality, stretch time horizons, stress test ego. These mental models are public, but only a tiny minority live them. So next time you look at one of his rockets landing itself, or a Tesla revolutionizing an industry, remember, it wasn't magic, it was models, and the insane results you admire. They're available too if you're willing to think like him instead of like everyone else. The psychology of genius isn't IQ, it's chosen models. Adopt them, repeat them daily, and sooner than you expect. Your thinking might look a lot less ordinary and a little more like Elon Musk.